しよう。私だってこれくらいできるんだから。意外と簡単だったね。これで終わりにしよう。痛いんだからね。意外と簡単だったね。これで終わりにしよう。私だってこれくらいできるんだから。見ててくれた？あなたなんて怖くないもん。痛いんだからね。私結構やれたんじゃないかな。
Hello, welcome, Cavature. Let's have a look at Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. We will do a 7-star level 120 review of the Star Ocean collaboration character, Sophia. And I apologize for that intro movie. I did look for interesting footage from Star Ocean 3, but I couldn't find anything good like I could for Star Ocean 2 when I did Rena's review. Instead, I took some footage from the Star Ocean mobile game, which is what this collaboration is kind of promoting. And then I guess you can get like multiple costumes for a character. So that was like a mixtape of all of those. If you thought that was awkward, it does get worse. You can take like one of those costumes and then kind of make that your home screen, and then you can interact with that character and it talks to you and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Japanese games. But anyway, let's look at Sophia in the context of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. She was actually not on my radar at all, because I was just going to pull the banner in order to get Rena. I did get Rena, but along the way I got 2 of Sophia, which was pretty amazing. So I leveled her up and tried her out, and she turns out to be great. I guess at first glance she is like the strongest magic user in the game now, and she will be at least until Ellie comes out from Xenogears. I have used her a little bit. She was really good for me in Alexander. Dark damage does well in there, and she has that, so that was very cool. To be honest, I was a little bit depressed to pull her, because she does the dark and the fire damage, and then she chains with Chaos Wave. Grimlord Sakura also does that, and then if you remember, I used my Fan Festa select tickets to get Grimlord Sakura. So I was kind of regretting like having like 2 characters that kind of do the same thing, but you know, you can chain them together, so that's nice. If you know me, you know I don't like to take up 2 slots in my team for chainers, but you know, it's an option for me. And then Grimlord Sakura, she still has a niche because she has some cool support abilities. You can look at that in the Alexander video. Maybe I will link to that in the notes. But anyway, let's look at Sophia. And there actually might not be a ton to talk about with her, because she's very straightforward as a character. She does magic damage, and that's about it. But the kind of the marquee skills are this one, Ifrit, and then Ravenous Fiend. These are the 2 skills that do the Chaos Wave chaining. And those are the same as Transterra. So anywhere that you can use Transterra, you can almost pretty much use Sophia as well. Sophia does have a triple cast, which she gets if you give her her Trustmaster. And then her Trustmaster 135 attack. I think that's my best rod at the moment, so happy to have that. I did use a 100% Moogle to get this, because I saw that the Moogles were not in the raid. And then they were added to the raid like 2 days later. I'm still very angry about that. Gumi, if you are working on a fix to get me my 100% Moogle back, I would be very appreciative of that. But yeah, those are the 2 skills that you're going to be using most often, and that's about it. If that's all you use Sophia for, then that'll be good enough for you. Fire might be the better element to use with her because more bosses are weak to it. And then she also has better, or she has more elemental imperils linked to fire. Let's see what those are. Let's see, one of those is Firebolt here. And then the other one is her Limit Break. So yeah, you can use either one of those to break fire. If you wanted to imperil Dark, I think you have to rely on Southern Cross, the cooldown skill. This is available turn 1, I believe, so you can use this. Other interesting attacks, Stone Rain. I guess this chains with Quake, so you can use Quake chains, perhaps finish it with a character with a Earth weapon. That might be interesting. That can also be a triple cast. And then there's Deep Freeze, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has freeze chain frames. There are still not a lot of attacks with freeze. I wish that there were more, because I'm a big fan of Tornado, Flood, and Quake. So it would be cool just to have another element to do that magic chaining, so you could finish it with something else. I think Shiva, she has a certain attack with freeze frames, so you can get another character chained with this one. So yeah, if you're really low on freeze frame characters, and you really needed to finish it with a ice attacker, you could use this. But yeah, most of the time you're going to be using either a Freet or a Ravenous Fiend. Otherwise, she has Blood Skula. This is pretty good in certain cases. I used Roberta in that Halloween boss, and then you wanted to drain the MP from that boss. So that was really useful there. So there is that kind of niche for this ability. Convert Damage is interesting. You can use this to restore your own MP, and that's pretty important for magic users. It does deal damage to herself, but if you use this first and then you heal her afterwards, then, you're not losing any HP at the end of it. And then she does like True Double Hand. So we want to use a single weapon. That's what we're doing here with Crescent Rod. And then we're giving her equipment with the flat magic values in order to raise her magic. And then I'm using Unmatched Wizardry. This works only with one-handed weapons, so can't use this with Grimlord Sakura, but this is a good one to have for Sophia. Yeah, and that's basically it. So next, let's bring Sophia. We will bring her to Lakshmi, which is the same place where I tested out Grimlord Sakura and Blossom Sage Sakura. Okay, so first, let's go through this with Sophia just doing solo damage. When I did Grimlord Sakura and Blossom Sage Sakura, they both took 12 turns. So let's see how Sophia compares to them just by herself. The one thing about Sophia's Chaos Wave is that the attack itself does not imperil. So I either need to use a different skill first, or I need to use somebody else. And then the Chaos Wave for Sophia, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So yeah, as many actions as possible, you want to use that. Alright, I'm using the same team as I did before for the Sakura reviews. Elfrida is the Provoke tank, gave her lots of defense. She's also breaking the boss's attack and magic. Bosch is covering the light magic. And then Rena will be there for MP recovery. And then we're just going to wait until after turn 3 when the boss heals herself, and then we'll start damaging her for real. Okay, boss is turn 3. She heals herself, and then we will just start attacking. Okay, with the Grimlord Sakura, let's use the Eldritch Flames. That will imperil the boss for 65%, both fire and dark. That way we can save an action with Sophia and just start doing the triple cast of the Chaos Wave. Okay, triple cast. We can do either dark or fire. The boss doesn't have resistance to either one, so we'll just do the dark. Okay, about 10% damage there, that's fine. And then we'll just skip around to all the places where Sophia does the damage. Okay, so in the end, 11 turns in all. That's one turn faster than either Blossom Sage Sakura or Grimlord Sakura. And then, as we saw with Sophia, she was doing about 1.1 million damage per hit of her attacks. I think Grimlord Sakura, she was doing maybe just 1 million, so a little bit more damage with Sophia. Okay, let's go back into Lakshmi with the exact same team. But this time, let's chain with Sakura and Sophia. And they are perfect chaining partners because they can both triple cast, and then they have the same elements, fire and dark. So with Rena first turn, let's cast the regen, HP and MP. And then this first turn, let's triple cast the Chaos Wave. We'll do Sakura first when I hit them so that she can get in the element in peril. I'm still not quite down on the timing of the chain of Chaos Wave because these are the first characters that I've ever had with that. But you have to be really quick. But as you can see, I got it there. That was a 29 chain. Very, very strong. Almost half the boss's life there. But yeah, the three things that you really want to consider when you're choosing Chaos Wave Chainers. One is which elements they can cast in. Two is how many times they can cast. You know, every turn or like on turns after they use a certain skill or like a cooldown skill or something. And then the third is the multiplier. The multiplier is actually not that big of a difference between Sophia and Ellie and like future Chaos Wave Chainers. Grimlord Sakura is quite a bit lower than those other characters. As for elements, Sophia and Grimlord Sakura and Transterra, they all have fire and dark, so you can use them all together. Future characters like X-Death and Soul, they'll have other elements. And then, yeah, some characters, they will have like, you know, quadruple or quintuple cast. But those are all locked behind other skills. Sophia and also Grimlord Sakura, they can just triple cast every turn with no restrictions, so they're pretty good for that. Okay, so turn 3, boss will heal itself, but that's certainly not going to be enough to keep her alive through next turn. Alright, we'll chain one more time with Sakura and Sophia. And that'll be that. Okay, so that was a quick look at Sophia. Again, not a super complicated character. She's just really strong. If you have her, level her up and try her out. Okay, thanks for watching and we'll see you again. Take care.